Hi, this is Richard Davis, President and Advisor at Team Room War, Hope, and Growth. And today on Team Room Talk is a book review on Operator Syndrome by Dr. Chris Frueh. Welcome to this edition of Team Room Talk as I just share a quick book review on Operator Syndrome by Dr. Chris Frueh. Bottom line up front, if you served in the special operations community, I highly recommend you pick up a copy of Dr. Frueh's work and dive into it. Besides giving the definition of what operator syndrome is, and it's a cumulative term that is used to describe the multiple conditions that we can experience from our life on the teams, our life in special operations, where a high allostatic load that impacts our health from the amount of stress that it can be done. We loved our jobs, but we know that it can get very stressful at times. But we are good at what we do on there, but we know it has an impact. And so that's what I appreciate about Dr. Frueh's work is that he covers 18 conditions in the book where he will discuss things from post-traumatic stress to traumatic brain injury. He will also talk about sexual intimacy, maybe that operators have a lower testosterone levels now that they are out of service or retired. But he'll also go into other areas where it talks about constant headaches and chronic pain. And so these are just important because when you look at these individually, it might be hard to be able to discuss and talk with your primary care. But when you put it all together and wrap it into the term operator syndrome, I think it's helpful. It helped me in 2001 when Dr. Frueh put out a white paper in 2021. But he put out a white paper in 2020 with the International Journal of Psychiatry and Medicine with other colleagues. And within that paper, that journal, he covered the 18 areas, and it was very academic, but it was 15 pages, very short, but it was able to give me the words that I needed to be able to have a more informed discussion with my primary care. Because we are our best advocates when it comes to our own healthcare. We know what we're experiencing. We're just not seeking the handouts, but we truly desire to be able to get some help. But I was able to put into words to convey to to my primary care and being able to get some help, especially with the chronic headaches. I still have the chronic headaches, but I'm getting the help that I need. And the other tests that have been able to find out. But it was all because of Dr. Frueh's work and being able to put this together based on his experience. He has over 30 years experience working with veterans, and he has intimate knowledge when it comes to the special operations community and just our day-to-day, but also of work, but also when a work that goes on overseas, being able to see how that impacts us when it comes to stress and health. And so that's what this book was published in 2024, and it goes into greater detail. So in chapter 1, he's going to discuss what is operator syndrome and being able to walk through with some of his past experience in working with various special operations forces. But then in the second part of the book, he's going to break down all 18 of those conditions. Within each chapter, he's going to provide additional reading that you can find, you can research, do some additional research on, but also being able to go into some practical application, being able to help with those individual conditions. But what I really appreciated was part 3 of the book, and part 3 is healing, recovery, and performance, and it's 5 chapters. And this is what I found best now that after reading through and 2021 with the white paper and then reading this book, going more in depth on part 2 with the conditions, but now getting into the nuts and bolts. How do we do this? How do we put this all together? And that's what part 3 is about, 5 chapters. In this, Dr. Frueh is going to provide his coaching protocol. He's going to provide treatment protocols. He's going to walk through various medications that are used for a lot of different conditions that we may experience. And again, this is the cumulative impact of our life in the special operations community for the last 20 years of war fighting. Myself, I had 6 combat deployments between Afghanistan and Iraq, with a couple other deployments in other locations, but that was just 10 years of in 5th Special Forces Group, and 10 years that I do it all over again. A lot of surgeries that I have gone to correct a few things here and there, a little wear and tear in the body, but there's also been a lot of things that have been popping up lately. And so I've been able to now have a more informed approach, we want to say that, better words to be able to use by primary care based on Dr. Frueh's work on this. And this is why I highly recommend it for our veteran community, but also our special operations community. But the last part with the 5 chapters, he provides chapters about how we put this all together. And one of those chapters is on lifestyle and habits. And I really appreciate it because they're simple reminders. And I think they're important for us to have these reminders on there about, we have to change some of our habits after our retirement to be able to improve. But it's just not habits that we have to just work on ourselves, but we can actually do this together with our spouses. So Dr. Frueh's work on the last part, putting this all together, has been very insightful, very helpful, and it reminds me, it's like that, and it's very encouraging, is that we can thrive after war. And this is part of what we do at Team Room, War, Hope, and Growth, is that we want to talk about post-traumatic growth. We want to be able to give our veterans what it is, the tools that they need to be able to thrive. Yes, war has changed us, but there is a great amount of living that can be done after our job has been finished. After the guns have been silenced, there is a great amount of life to live. And so that's what I appreciate with Dr. Frueh in his book, Operator Syndrome, which you can read more, and I put down the rest of the biographical information if you want in my personal website, my blog, richedavis.com. You can find more, and also the white paper if you're interested in just the 15 pages that he wrote and published with an article with other colleagues in 2021. But again, if you're still just kind of questioning what is operator syndrome, Dr. Frueh has been on a lot of podcasts since 2020, 21. He's been on Cleared Hot. He's been on the Jedberg podcast. That's when I first listened to him. And there are many others. Whatever your favorite podcast app is, just type in Operator Syndrome and hit search, and it's gonna come up with a lot of different podcasts that Dr. Frueh has been on and he spoke about. So I would encourage you to watch them, to listen to it, maybe download that white paper to read a little bit more. That's what I did, and it was very helpful, very informative. But the book goes into greater detail, and that's what I appreciate about with the book. But also that third part. How do we do this? How do we put this all together and being able to go forward? So I would encourage you, as my brothers and sisters that are out there, the combat veterans that are out there, those that have served in the special operations community, is that we can thrive. And I encourage you to pick up a copy of Dr. Frueh's work, read about it, talk with your primary care about it, and being able to see what's new out there for us to go forward in. So thank you for watching this short book review on Operator Syndrome, and I hope you all have a great week. So take care, and God bless.